Number 1. In 2013, a man named Phil Pooling started hearing loud, unsettling noises outside his home in Mission, Oregon, late at night. The sounds were strong enough to pull him out of the house and into his neighborhood, eventually leading him toward a nearby patch of forest just a short walk away. As he got closer, the noises shifted into something that sounded almost like screaming, and the whole situation grew stranger by the minute.
January 21st, about 11 p.m. I'm a couple hundred feet from my house. You can hear it going off in the background right now. Kind of sounds weird. Kind of sounds doggish, hyena-ish, but you can hear it going off in the background right now. It's really kind of strange, just to say the least. It's been going off for about 15-20 minutes so far by the fire station. And it's pretty crazy, so if you can listen, that'd be crazy. Hold on. I mean, that almost sounds like laughter. It's actually gotten closer since it started. It's probably only 200 feet, 300 feet from me right now.
Phil decided to record what was happening and later posted the footage online. In his video, he explains that the noise had been going on for a while and seemed to be coming from the direction of the local fire station, echoing through the trees. Whatever it was, the sound didn't stay in one place. It slowly moved closer to where he was standing, making the moment even more unnerving. Not long after, a sharp, sudden bang echoed through the area, which many would recognize as a gunshot. Someone nearby seemed to have fired into the woods, possibly out of fear or frustration with the ongoing noise.
I think that was a gunshot. Someone just shot over into the woods.
Residents in the community had been hearing similar sounds for nearly 2 months before this, yet no one ever figured out what caused them. Some compared the noise to monkeys, but that didn't make much sense since no such animals live in those forests. The mystery never got a clear answer, leaving people to come up with their own theories about what was out there that night. Number 2. The next story comes from Nikki TV, an outdoor channel run by Nikki, who usually films her solo camping and road trips. On January 19th, 2025, she headed out for her first solo camp of the year. Everything started off normal. Any Mapagodes. She set up her tent, organized her gear, and settled into the calm, quiet atmosphere of the campsite. But that peace didn't last long.
Is there electricity here or no? I don't think so. Okay. We were counting on it.
Several vehicles suddenly pulled in, and a large group of men and teenage boys began spreading out across the area.
A bunch of teenage boys just started setting up. I'll tell you what, people are just rude anymore. I had to take everything out of my tent and put it back into the 4Runner because these men showed up with 4 different vehicles. First, they told me that they had booked this site and the site beside of me, and that there must have been some misunderstanding, but the problem is that the office is now closed. So I looked at him and I was like, well, you know, I've already been here for a couple hours. My name's on the post. Cook, because they put little tags on the post at each campsite, and they put the dates that you're going to be arriving and the date that you're going to be leaving. So my name is on the tag that's on the campsite post, and it says that I'll be coming in today and leaving tomorrow. So, you know, I looked at him and said, well, I booked this site. It was available. The website allowed me to book the site. If the site was taken, it would have shown me that it was unavailable, and it wouldn't allowed me to get the site.
They claimed the site was theirs, even though the reservation tag clearly had Nikki's name on it. Despite that, they still unpacked their equipment and started placing their tents uncomfortably close to hers. The noise, the crowd, and the way they ignored her space made the whole situation feel unsafe.
This site, I was like, you're more than welcome to. I said, but I'm not going to take down my rain tarp. I'm not going to take down my tent because I've already been here hours. They have literally just got here an hour ago. Not only that, there's like 4 cars, there's 3 men, and I guess they brought their sons and grandsons or whatever, but they are extremely loud. Not only that, they're taking their tents and they're putting them like 20 foot away from mine. I just decided to pack all my stuff up out of my tent. I left my tent outside, and put everything back into the back of the 4Runner, and I'll just stay back here tonight, which is okay.
Instead of arguing or taking any risks, Nikki chose the safer route. She moved her belongings back into her 4Runner and decided to sleep inside the vehicle for the night. By morning, the weather had turned rainy. She packed up, made herself a quick coffee, took a short walk, and then headed home. What was supposed to be a relaxing solo trip turned into a reminder that the outdoors isn't always the problem. Sometimes it's the people you run into. Number 3. This clip comes from a sheriff in Trinity County named Woody Wallace, who was filming an interview about illegal trash dumping when something strange appeared in the background.
All of East Texas, Sheriff Woody Wallace from Trinity County here. Look at here, we got some dumpers. And everybody knows we don't tolerate dumping in East Texas, especially in Trinity County. So, I don't know who dumped this, but we're going to do everything we can to find out. What the perpetrators don't realize is on both ends of this road, I have cameras up. I can see the cars when they come in. I can check the cars when they come out. They had a bunch of garbage when they come in, and it's not still in the back of their truck when they leave. We've got a problem. So this right here is a bunch of cat food cans, a bunch of cat food and bird food.
While reviewing the footage later, he noticed a large figure standing behind him, almost as if it was watching from the tree line. The moment quickly grabbed attention online. Some viewers were convinced it looked like Bigfoot, while others argued it was probably just a person dressed up to stir up some excitement. Sheriff Wallace has a solid reputation, and it's unlikely he would stage something like this himself, but that doesn't mean someone nearby couldn't have been playing a prank. Whether it was a costume trickster or something genuinely unexplained, the clip leaves plenty of room for debate. What do you think was standing back there? Number 4. This clip was uploaded in December 2021 by Trent the Traveler, a creator who films his solo van life trips across the U.S. Most of his videos are light and easygoing camping, with his dog Millie, cooking simple meals and enjoying the quiet. But this particular night in a national forest takes a slightly stranger turn. As the sun goes down, Trent gathers firewood and settles into the routine of setting up camp. Everything feels normal.
You gotta get some dead leaves off the ground. Make sure, though, they are dead and dry. I'm being so loud right now. So you wanna take a big old clump of these bad boys, light your lighter, and let the world burn. Okay, the sun has officially set, and now I am amongst the darkness of this forest, all alone, trying to gather some firewood. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's kind of spooky. You start hearing noises. If you listen for too long, you start seeing things move. If you stare for too long, what is that? Okay, that looks weird. Okay, that's not creepy at all. Why is there a random recliner in the middle of the woods? Okay, there was just a weird humming that I heard.
Until his flashlight picks up something odd. An old recliner sitting right in the middle of the woods, standing upright like someone placed it there on purpose. It's the kind of detail that doesn't make sense, and it shifts the mood from peaceful to a bit eerie.
I blame this on you? Okay, there we go. Now we got a good fire going again. You know, believe it or not, but building and maintaining a good fire, I am going to dry this tofu out. And the way we do that, we just put a little daggum, what's this called? A towel, frick. You put a towel down, put your tofu down, and you want to wrap it up, just give it a nice little squish. I just heard something outside. Hello? Hello? I could have sworn I just heard something outside. Millie, can you go check on that for me, please? Okay, we're just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. You know, as long as it doesn't happen again. Whoever's out there, I'm making dinner if you want any. Just come on in. Oh! Woo!
Later, he heads back to the van to cook dinner, with the door open and the lights glowing out into the trees. Millie stays close, watching the dark. Then a sudden thump from outside breaks the quiet. Trent tries to brush it off, but the moment hangs there, one loud sound, and then nothing but complete stillness. Eventually, he relaxes, eats his food, and plays a game on his laptop as the night settles in.
Ooh, girl, here we go. It is a night full of gaming. Got some WoW booted up, ready to game with a delicious meal. Look at that. Look at that beautiful meal right there. It's basic, but I guarantee you it is.
When he finally goes to sleep, the door is still slightly open, the forest only a few feet away. After the video went live, viewers were quick to point out everything he seemed too calm about. The open door, the uncurtained windows, the strange shadow on the ceiling, and even a faint orb drifting across the frame. Some warned him about wildlife. Others said the bigger danger is people. Number 5. Tasha, a woman who occasionally shares short clips from her life, captured a chilling encounter while spending time by the river with her dog. What started as a peaceful outing quickly turned tense when she noticed someone moving through the water toward her.
He's sitting here, and he's trying to creep up. See his head right here. See how closer to her. He has no idea what's in here. He doesn't see me yet. What are you doing? You can't get out here, sir. No! Don't! Don't come! Don't come! What are you doing?
Her dog immediately reacted, sensing the danger, prompting Tasha to start recording. Later, she discovered that the man approaching her had a serious criminal history, including drug offenses, sexual assault, and weapons charges.
You're not taking my tube, boy. I'm recording. It is. I seen all of you. I got all of you on camera.
No, I'm with them, right?
Then go get with them.
The knowledge of his past makes the encounter even more unsettling. Thankfully, her dog kept him at a distance, and once he realized he was being recorded, he retreated. The situation serves as a stark reminder of how quickly an ordinary moment outdoors can turn threatening. Tasha's awareness and the presence of her dog prevented what could have been a dangerous confrontation. According to reports, the man later ended up back in jail for violating his parole, showing how quickly recklessness and disregard for others can catch up. Number 6. This next clip comes from Alex Nino, a trucking vlogger who films the everyday reality of long-haul work in the U.S. His videos are usually light, honest, and a mix of food reviews, road frustrations, and the small victories that keep drivers going. But on July 7, 2023, a normal stop at a quiet truck lot turned into something far more serious. After a tiring day of delays and loading,
Now let's try this spicy tri-tip deliciousness. Sick. Got barbecue sauce on my titties. Gosh. Oh my. That is the tastiest piece of meat I've ever put in my mouth. Woo, doggy. That was the best piece of meat I've ever tasted in my life. That was the juiciest piece of meat I've ever. That meat that I ate was so delicious. That meat was so thick. The tri-tip was good.
Alex parks in a corner to finally relax and eat the meal he picked up inside. For a moment, everything feels normal, just a driver taking a break before the next stretch of highway.
I feel like today has been one of the worst days for me to eat. I ate kind of crappy all week. Pull out of the fuel lane, and I'm gonna pull over there. I see a little area to park at. I'm gonna just pull up right here. I want to get in this guy's way. I hope this guy doesn't get mad. Alright, that should be good, right? Right there. What is this guy doing? You good?
What's your problem?
We're just gonna pull over to eat real quick, man.
You get run over.
Oh, no. Oh, that cat almost got ran over, though. Alright, me and this guy, I think he thought I was gonna hit him or something, but I almost caught that cat right there get hit. My barbecue sauce. Dude, this guy's coming back. What?
Hey, motherfucker, go down the way.
Then he spots a man nearby acting strangely, wandering around the parking area in a way that doesn't match the usual truck stop behavior. At first, it seems harmless, maybe someone confused or just pacing around. But the situation shifts quickly. The man's movements become more aggressive, and he starts getting closer to Alex's truck, circling it with an unpredictable energy that immediately feels wrong.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what the hell?
What started as mild confusion turns into an alarming confrontation. Seconds later, the stranger returns with an object in his hand and takes a swing at the side of the truck. Alex doesn't wait to see what comes next. He throws the truck into gear and pulls away fast.
He's trying to fucking swing that at me. I don't know what that guy's problem was, but I'm out. Oh, look, he's coming back. He's coming back.
Hey, motherfucker, get the fuck out of here.
I'm just trying to eat, dude. I'm gonna leave.
You can leave, man.
While the man runs after the vehicle for a moment before falling behind. Once Alex gets clear of the lot, he tells viewers he's okay, but the tension in his voice makes it obvious how shaken he was. It's a reminder of how quickly things can escalate at isolated truck stops. A simple break and a bite to eat turned into a genuinely dangerous encounter. Number 7. On the 13th of September 2021, solo traveler Sarah Dungo parked at a Cracker Barrel in Asheville, North Carolina, expecting a quiet, routine night.
I was coming off a nature high and recharged for the next leg of my journey. My next destination was Asheville, North Carolina. Asheville is a medium-sized city with a pretty artsy vibe, and the first day was great. It has a good selection of restaurants, fun shops, and interesting people about. So the first night in the city, I decided to spend the night at a Cracker Barrel. They're similar to Walmart in that they allow you to spend the night if you're passing through. So I ended up spending the night here. There were some other RVs around, and I had a very peaceful sleep. After that, I decided to stick around the city for one more day and explore a little more.
Her first evening in the city had been peaceful, surrounded by other RVs and the familiar comfort of a calm parking lot. But the second night was different.
I decided to park overnight at a different Cracker Barrel across the town. The restaurant began closing and the parking lot slowly began emptying until I found myself alone in the middle of making dinner. I was totally in my own world when I heard an alarming knock. Know her, please leave me be.
Fuck your camera, man. You're not having-
After the restaurant closed and the lot emptied, she was left alone, preparing her dinner, when an unexpected and alarming knock on her van changed everything. The visitor was confused and persistent, pressing close to the van and insisting he was looking for someone who wasn't there. Sarah stayed calm, turned off the lights, and quietly assessed the situation.
What just happened? Okay, so I'm safe right now, but I just had my first knock on the door. That was not the cops. Being alone. He was complaining about a girl that worked at the Cracker Barrel and, you know, broke her heart and thought that she was in my van, was telling me to come out and prove that I wasn't her. I was just proceeding to tell him, please leave me be. I am not who you think I am, and I'm definitely not sheltered from seeing the effects of what drugs do to people. It's hard talking to people that are inebriated.
Realizing she needed to remove herself from danger, she quickly shut down her equipment, grabbed her keys, and drove a short distance to put some ground between herself and the stranger. Once safely away, she contacted the police and continued driving until she reached a lot with other RVs, prioritizing proximity and safety over solitude.
A half a mile before I could actually, because I didn't really have time to put my stove away. So I got around the corner, called the cops, and then from there I drove about 10 miles up the road. I am now at a place where there are other RVs. Before there weren't any RVs at all, no other person in the parking lot. I'm gonna get a game plan here, but I've put in some ground between me and that unfortunate event so far. But yeah, maybe just to ease my mind and completely leave the state. I wanted to like Asheville, and I still do, and I understand the enjoyments of it, but I don't think at this point I am vibing with it. So I've driven many miles away and nearly 2,000 feet in elevation upwards from the area where the incident happened. I'm sure I'll be thinking about it a little bit more, but I'm gonna try not to and try to let it go. I'm feeling still kind of awake and my adrenaline still.
Even then, the adrenaline lingered, making sleep impossible. Eventually, she left Asheville entirely, climbing nearly 2,000 feet into the Blue Ridge Mountains, where the quiet sunrise finally helped her relax. The incident serves as a stark reminder of how quickly an ordinary stop can turn into a vulnerable situation. Sarah's instincts and quick action prevented what could have been a dangerous encounter, and her story echoes a warning for other travelers. Sometimes the safest move is to leave immediately and trust your gut. Number 8. Matty and his friends were camping deep in the desert when a black pickup truck suddenly appeared near their sight. The driver acted aggressively, doing donuts in the dirt and kicking up clouds of dust around their tents. It quickly became clear he was either drunk or high, and his behavior made the group uneasy.
I don't know what his problem is, if he's drunk or high. If you would have saw what he just did, I couldn't grab the camera in time, but all of the dust, he came right in front of our campsite, started doing donuts for a good 1 solid minute, and then drove away. Here, there he is. Black pickup truck. Yeah, this guy's up to something. What? He's coming up here. Oh man, Chocolate Man's out there confronting him. I gotta get out here and see what's going on. I couldn't even get out of the van because it was too dusty.
Was that necessary? There's a lot of people out here. Okay, do what you want, bro. Alright, go ahead, do what you want, bro. Do what you want. Do what you want. Have a good time.
Man, all you gotta do is just leave.
After shouting and trying to keep their distance, the man drove off for a moment, but then he returned, this time with friends in another vehicle.
Alright, so I thought I had the video going, but all I got was a picture. So he went and got his crew, and they all came back, started swarming us, so bad stuff's about to go down. Alright, we had to leave. They acting like they got guns, so I don't want to die. There's a Chocolate Man in front of me. Ron and Mark's right behind me. And we found another spot on Overlander. I know it's loud in here. This road is really washboard. So we all had to pack up pretty quick and go. The guy came back in another vehicle. So it's at least 3 of them. I know it's 4 of us, but we don't have guns. So I don't want to get all shot up. And this is not the first time this has happened.
They yelled from the truck, claiming to have guns. Outnumbered, unarmed, and facing a potential threat, Matty and his friends knew the safest choice was to leave. They packed up quickly and drove off into the night.
It sucks, but if this happens to you, don't feel like you got run off, even though that's going to be your first emotion. Just feel like you had the bigger brain in the situation, and this is not the hill that I'm going to die on.
The encounter serves as a stark reminder that sometimes the biggest danger outdoors isn't nature, it's other people. By stepping away, they avoided what could have been a deadly confrontation. Staying would have put them at serious risk, but walking away allowed them to live to camp another day. Number 9. This video was uploaded on February 25th, 2023, on a small Belgian outdoor channel called Camp Like a Boon. The creator, Bion, spends most of his time camping across forests and sandy nature reserves. But he's not a regular camper, his niche is stealth camping. That means slipping into places where camping isn't allowed, staying quiet, keeping the lights low, and leaving before anyone notices you were ever there. For this trip, he wanted a challenge. Instead of camping in the deeper woods, he tried setting up right next to a popular tourist spot, and before the night ended, 2 simple mistakes turned his relaxed evening into a full-blown problem. At first, the plan looked harmless. He waited around the area until most visitors drifted off. That should have been the first red flag. Tourist spots are unpredictable. People come and go. Someone always hangs around longer than expected.
I'm waiting for the people there to leave. Hey, that's a nice bird. What I was saying, I'm waiting for those people to leave, because in that forest behind them is where I'm going to set up camp. They're slowly leaving. They're taking pictures of the swans. So guys, there is my spot. There, these bushes. The people are gone, so I can.
But once things cleared out, he quietly slipped into the bushes, moving slowly so he wouldn't draw attention. His backpack was packed tight, his footsteps kept low, and eventually he found his hiding place. A narrow patch of bushes near the water, tucked away just enough to stay out of sight. He started setting up his hammock and gave a quick look at the surroundings: geese by the lake, traces of wild pigs nearby, and the forest settling down for the night. It all felt calm, almost too calm for a stealth camp sitting right next to a public trail.
Behind it is the lake, the pond, and there are lots of geese, plenty of geese. So I told you, here in this bush where I am now, normally I guess there are wild hogs hiding here. Not at this moment. I think they are still asleep somewhere, but it's about time for them to wake up. I'm glad I didn't pick this spot to sleep. I picked this spot to sleep, and we will see what happens in the night. Let's go for a small walk. See if you can see my camp from the other side, the side of the lake. And maybe we'll see some wildlife. Here is camp. Right in front of camp, you see traces of wild pigs eating. So maybe I can catch some on camera.
After a short walk around the area, he returned to camp and made his second mistake. He decided to gather wood and light a fire. And in stealth camping, that tiny curl of smoke is the fastest way to get exposed. A fire is basically a beacon. Anyone passing by can spot it without even trying. As the night got darker, he kept cooking and settling in. But somewhere beyond the trees, someone had noticed the smoke.
So guys, I got busted. I'm packing up my gear. I'm out of here. I have to go to the office. These foresters, they have an own office here at the domain. And they took my passport, they took 2 cameras. And we will see if what will be the verdict, I don't know. But I don't have much time. I have to pack and I have to walk all the way to my car that I parked further away. And I have to drive to their office and all this stuff. So, guys, I'm packing in the dark. What a boon adventure this is. Completely boring. Leave no trace. Except a big ticket. We will see what the future will bring. Damn. That's my lemon.
At first, there was nothing, just silence and the slow shift from evening to night. Then a warm glow began moving through the darkness. It wasn't a hiker. It wasn't another camper. It was the steady light of a vehicle pushing deeper into the forest. That's when everything fell apart. Before long, he was packing up in a panic. The authorities had arrived, and they weren't guessing, they were looking specifically for him. They took his ID, checked his gear, and asked him to come to their office.
So guys, this is it. I'm off to the office. I hope I still have my Camp Like a Boon hat. I can't find it anywhere, so I hope I didn't lose it.
He had to walk back to his car in the dark, drive to the station, and deal with the consequences of getting caught. The questioning wasn't filmed, but the situation was clear enough. After checking everything, the officers let him off with a warning. No fine this time, no equipment taken permanently. Just a harsh reminder that stealth camping only works when you stay invisible. The moment you create smoke, noise, or draw any attention, the whole illusion collapses. He ended the night frustrated, tired, and a little embarrassed but wiser. In the end, the scariest thing in that forest wasn't an animal or a stranger sneaking around. It was the sudden appearance of car headlights cutting through the trees, reminding him that once you're spotted, the adventure stops being fun. Number 10. Gaz and his dog Fendi set out for a night in the woods, returning to a familiar campsite, but this time, a new landowner meant they technically weren't allowed to stay. Despite that, they settled in, ready for a quiet evening.
Apparently there's a new landowner, and I've been told that he's a bit of a dick, but we'll have to find out, won't we? That's if he comes down. I did have permission before to camp and stuff here, but apparently they've sold up shop, so we'll see if he comes down later. I've forgotten how to do it. Forgotten how to do all this YouTube shizzle. Anyway, let's get them mixed up. Get them going. And then we'll get some bigger stuff on once that's going. Whew. Smoky Joe's.
As night fell, Gaz built a fire, but the forest didn't stay quiet for long. Rocks tumbled, branches rustled, and shadows moved through the trees. The tension grew as he realized he wasn't alone in the dark.
Just heard a rock again in that stream. Do you reckon it's them American crayfish doing some star jumps or something and squats? It's full of them in here. Signal crayfish.
Later, a large figure appeared, making his heart race, though it turned out to be a cow.
Fucking cows, look. Motherfucker. Oh, they've got horns. Can you see them? fuck's sake. Stay there, Fendi. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. I didn't even hear him. Didn't even hear him come down. I just smelled cow shit. Oh, there's more.
Still, he soon noticed more shapes around him, and being surrounded by a herd in the pitch-black woods felt more threatening than he expected.
I'm doing one. Can't be arsed with these cows. I need to get away from them. They're going to be here all night because grass is just well long. We've got a buffet down here, and they're just going to be bothering me all night. But if you like the idea of horror movies and like the video, and if you like the video... Oh, there's more here. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fendi, come here. Let me put her out lead. And if you like the idea of me maybe just doing some night investigations rather than camping, because I never seem to get to camp anyway, do I? We'll just go out in van somewhere and do some night investigations.
Rather than risk an encounter, Gaz packed up and moved deeper into the forest to finish the night elsewhere. It was a harmless situation, yet a reminder that even ordinary wildlife can feel intimidating when you're alone in the dark.
Is that your mum over there? Oh, there's some more down there. Right, come on, Fendi, let's get out of here. No, you don't need to play with me, dog. Come on, Fendi. It's alright. Chill, Winston.
The wilderness doesn't always follow your plans, and sometimes the safest choice is simply to move on and let the night continue somewhere else. Bear spends most of his life outdoors, so camping rarely rattles him. But on this trip, the forest felt different. He set up his tent, made a fire, and settled in for the night. Everything was calm until a sudden crash snapped him awake. Something heavy had hit near his camp, hard enough to shake the quiet he'd been enjoying. Not long after, strange noises rolled in from the lake, echoes, thuds, and something moving through the trees.
Time to fire up those rechargeable hand warmers. I'm really curious to see if they'll last all night. When I wake up in the morning, are they still warm? If they are, I'd give them a double thumbs up. Anyway, yeah, let's go check those out.
Eventually, he climbed into his tent, ready to rest. But the peace didn't last.
So, my heart just stopped. There hasn't been nothing all night. Maybe something fell. Whew, that about gave me a heart attack. Alright. Something seemed off. What the heck was that? That sucker came flying at me. That just fall from up there? I don't know what that was, but imagine if that was a monster limb now.
He hurried back into his tent, but the sounds followed. Footsteps came right up to the fabric. Then something slammed into the side of the tent. Another hit, then another. Whatever was out there wasn't curious, it was testing him.
I just heard I don't know if I was even all the way asleep or what, but there was a huge crash outside. Do you hear that? There's more than one. More than one. Crap, wrong way. is standing right outside of the tent. It walked right up to the tent. Do you hear it? There it is again. What the heck is that? Oh. It's throwing stuff at the tent.
Bear stayed still, listening, whispering to his camera as the hits kept coming. At one point, he heard multiple footsteps, like more than one figure moving around him. When the noise finally died down, he didn't wait. He sprinted to his car, left everything behind, and drove until the forest was a memory in his rear view. A few days later, he returned for his gear, only to find the campsite destroyed. His tent was crushed under a thrown cinder block. The fire pit was scattered. Everything looked like someone had been trying to hurt him, not scare him off. Whatever walked around his tent that night wasn't an animal, and it made it very clear it didn't want him there.
Cinder block. Someone destroyed the frickin' tent. I wonder if they thought I was laying in there when they threw that block on it. Man, that would have messed me up.